right, so got a pretty crazy story for you guys. A long time ago, Sonia and I were heading into the Big Cypress, and we were on our bikes. And Sonia figured out that it was probably going to be about 6 to 8 miles to get to the primitive campsite that we were trying to get to, where there was a big gator hole. So we made our way. We're on our bikes. We got a couple Cliff Bars and a couple double shot espressos, some water in a backpack, and we got to the gator hole. It was as hot as it is today. It was in the mid 90s, and as we were riding the bikes, I'd looked down and I saw a snake right by my pedals, and I lifted my feet up off the pedals to sort of get some ground clearance, and Sonia said, "Watch out." I looked up and there's like an 8-foot alligator crossing right in front of me. So it was wet season, it was high water, we definitely had to watch what we were doing as we were going in. We get to the gator hole, we get off our bikes, there's like a 15-foot dinosaur alligator sitting in the water. We're watching it, we're taking a look with our binoculars, and we start hearing some motors, some engines coming our way. We're on our bikes, got some Cliff Bars. I told you everything we have. We don't have any weapons or anything like that. So they get closer and closer, and then here we see them coming, and it's like an old 1970s pickup truck with no cab on the back, gun racks on it, guns on the gun racks, a couple four-wheelers, and probably about 6 guys total, and let's just say heavily armed. We felt a little uncomfortable, no smiles. They stop their vehicles, get out of their vehicle, they get off the four-wheelers, and in silence, we sort of smiled, nothing back. The older guy, the bigger guy, came up to Sonia and actually took her Olympus SLR camera off of her neck, and he starts looking at it. And right there I'm thinking, man, I don't have a gun. These guys have all these guns. I have a machete. This little guy right here, this is what I had hanging off my hip, which is great to cut your way through the forest or cut some rope, but not going to do much, bringing a knife to a gunfight. They didn't say a word, just looks at the camera, and he looks at Sonia and he says, "Nice camera." He said, "I have the same one except the model below it. I have the 410, this is the 510. We're just looking, and I'm thinking, like, these guys could do anything they want to us right now. So they ended up being okay guys. They were hunting. They've been there for about 3 weeks. They looked like they've been living in the woods for 3 weeks. They left us alone, but that was it. After that, we needed to bring something. We don't carry guns, but a couple of safety things you should have if you're going into the Everglades. First thing, you should have a sat phone. You just open this SOS button up, or a little thing, and there is an SOS button right there. Hit that. People are going to come to that location to find you and rescue you. You can never have enough of this, because this is the buggy mosquito capital of the world. And then lastly, and I'll tell you this story another time when we had an encounter with a big bear, but this stuff here, this is bear spray. You can get it at Bass Pro Shops, or you can get it online. This is a really heavy duty container of mace. You pull the safety off, the trigger is right under here. It'll shoot 30 feet in a perfect line. It'll take about 5 to 10 seconds for this can to unload, even in a bit of wind. It'll stop a bear, it'll stop a person. These are some of the things you should carry with you. Lessons learned from going into the Everglades. A lot of times it's not the animals you got to be worried about, but it's that species that we're related to. Sometimes it's the humans that scare you the most. All right, there's Rhino Diaries, Tales of the Everglades, Episode 1.